Hey everyone, welcome to the video. We're going to be going over my favorite plays at running back for week 15 on DraftKings. So let's start off at the high end. Our number one guy is Saquon Barkley, to no surprise. Really, what even needs to be said here at this point? He's the most talented running back in the league. He gets it done every single week, despite a bad offense, quarterback, offensive line, just doesn't matter. Tennessee has been great versus the run, allowing the second fewest points per game to the position, but I don't even care. He's just going to get it done. Then next guy is Ezekiel Elliott. Amari Cooper has taken this offense to all new heights these past few weeks, and it's been a big boost to Zeke so far, as the offense is staying on the field more, leading to more opportunities for him and just more possessions overall, and it's taking the pressure off of Zeke being the only player worth something on the Cowboys offense. The matchup versus the Colts isn't a cakewalk or anything, but it would take a lot to slow Zeke down, especially right now. The Colts do struggle versus passes out of the backfield, and he is coming off a double-digit reception game, so that could be something Dallas likes to exploit, but I'm not saying you should expect 10 catches again, or 11. Alright, on to the mid-range. Our number one guy is Joe Mixon. Just our usual question we ask is who's playing the Raiders this week, and this week it's Mixon. He's coming off a great game versus LA, and this is an even softer matchup in a game that should stay close, which is a rare situation for the Bengals. The Raiders are 27th DVOA versus the run and are a bottom half team in terms of points given up to the position. Next guy is David Johnson. This is a smash spot for him here, so the only question is if the offense is competent enough to help him out. Atlanta has the best matchup possible for receiving backs, and Johnson is one of the game's elite at that. This year has not been one to remember for him, but maybe we can see some life out of him this week. Atlanta has 31st DVOA versus the run and 28th DVOA to receiving backs. You're also giving up the third most points per game to running backs, so we just have to hope Johnson and the Cardinals offense can find a little bit of juice for him. Next guy is Dalvin Cook. The Vikings just fired their offensive coordinator, so maybe this will get the Vikings offense going a little bit. If there's one way to beat Miami, it's on the ground. Not saying their pass defense is anything spectacular, but you can really run it on Miami, as they are 17th DVOA versus the run and are giving up the 8th most points per game to the position. His involvement in the passing game is also great, as it gives us a nice floor to work with. And the offensive line struggles are a problem, but he will have to overcome this, and I think he can in this matchup. Showcase some of his talent. Next guy is Chris Carson. Sounds like a broken record, but I say it every week. Chris Carson is the lead back on the team who runs the ball more than any team in the league, and he's always decently priced, so really what's not to like? Same thing again this week as he gets to take on the 49ers team, who is a middle of the pack versus the run. He's going to get a healthy workload and has a decent shot at a touchdown every single week. So I really like that. Onto the bargain bin. There wasn't really much I like this week. Usually there's a lot of options. But we have Doug Martin at 4,700. He's actually having a decent stretch these past few weeks as he has scored the past 3 games. Not with any spectacular yardage totals, but really not much you can ask for at 4,700. So now he gets a matchup you can only dream about versus Cincinnati, who's just a fantasy goldmine. And they are giving up the most points per game to the running back position and are 28th DVOA against the run. And as I said, I think this game stays close, so that actually would help Doug Martin to get more carries instead of Jalen Richard being in the game for all the receiving work as they're usually trailing. So I actually like the game script for him. The next guy is Jordan Howard. He's sub 4K, and believe it or not, he's actually coming off a 100-yard game versus the Rams. And he should see 15 to 20 touches, so I think the value speaks for itself. The Packers are 29th DVOA versus the run, and Howard and the Bears should be able to exploit this matchup as their defense usually keeps all their games close. Alright guys, that's all I had for running backs, and I will have wide receivers and tight ends and defense tomorrow. Thanks.